Hey Taurus, and welcome to your, well, I guess monthly reading. Welcome to you. This is Rootwork Healing Tarot. So glad to have you here today. Today we're going to dive into it, really look at your energy over the next 4 weeks. So whenever you find this is the right time for you, your 4 weeks starts when you find this video. Doesn't have to be in the time range that you might see. So I am filming this in around early to mid-September. And so, you know, for many Tauruses, this energy will likely apply during that time. But again, whenever you find this is a timeless reading, it will apply 4 weeks, for the 4 weeks in the month from when you view it. Okay, we're gonna start out this reading as I do with many of my readings. We're going to start out with an oracle card. This is going to set the theme for the reading. So we'll have kind of a theme card, and then we're going to move into what's going well, what Spirit wants to communicate about what's going well for you over the next month, and any encouragement before we move into what's on top and the actual discussion points that Spirit wants to get into. So that may look like work that you're doing over the next month, inner work, healing work, anything along those lines right there. Okay. All right. Let's get started. It's interesting because I have there's like a nick on this card, and my eye can't stop being drawn to this one, even though there's so many other cards here that are in perfect condition, but my eye keeps being drawn to this one with the little blemish. So we're gonna take this one, and I feel like that's part of the reading today. Maybe something that you're looking at that maybe isn't allowing you to see the full picture clearly. Okay, so the card we have today says leaves, renewal, revival, progress. And I'm being told it's in reverse. Okay, so we're gonna look at it upright for a moment just so I can start to capture the meaning, and then we're going to, yeah, let's see where this goes. So yeah, it really does feel like there's something around like, yeah, not seeing the full picture. It's almost like, yes, in some ways, like you're seeing the leaves but not the tree. Right? Like not seeing everything. So I feel like that's going to play pretty heavily into the reading this week or for this next month. And renewal, revival, progress. Yeah, okay, so I think there's also a message here of you not seeing the progress that you've made. So even when I pulled out all of the oracle cards, we could see all of the cards. It's almost like that was a domino of events, and you were still like stuck on this one thing. You know, it was almost like your perspective could only see the blemish and not all the progress that was made. So I think this is a message of both like encouragement. I also sense that it's wanting to point out to you some sort of pattern. And it's so interesting because even these leaves, if you'll notice, like even the leaves seem to have gaps in them, right? And I don't know what that's supposed to be, but yeah, there's like holes in the leaves too, right? Like it's almost like they're not whole. We're not seeing the whole picture here, and there's some sort of like blemish, right? There's something that's like missing. And so, okay, yeah, that's there's something about that phrase. There's something that's missing. Yes, that's where we need to go. That's what I think this reading might be about. I'm just gonna take a note here. There's something that's missing. Okay. So I hope today what we can do is kind of bring that into focus and kind of see what it is that maybe you're too focused on, or what you're missing about the whole kind of picture, and yeah, what is missing? What is missing to kind of bridge the gap here? Okay. So that's coming through. Yeah, it's almost like I'm seeing this this dragonfly kind of hop skip on the water. It's almost like, again, things are being like jumped. There's something missing. It's not just like a smooth sort of flight path. There's some sort of hopping process that's happening. So yeah, let's get into this. Okay, Spirit, let's talk about what's going well here. Okay, and I mentioned there was a message here around progress, around the amount of progress that you've made. So let's see. Okay, the other bit that's coming through, I'm just gonna say it because it's the term that Spirit wants. This is why it's feeling like it's feeling like there are gaps. I can't explain it. It's almost like there's like something that's been jumped or missed, or okay. And what's happening is you're kind of getting stuck in the blemish parts, but the reason is, or like, I guess the blemish would be the wound or some wounds you may have. And the phrase that wants to come through, that Spirit wants me to say, is spiritual bypassing. There's some sort of bypassing you're doing. So I'm gonna write that down because I'm pretty sure that's where this is going. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to hear, and I'm really, like, I think Spirit is definitely saying this with a lot of love. Like, again, I think hopefully you're catching that energy from even this card, or even how we just started, but I think Spirit really wants to talk about the spiritual bypassing that's happening. And I don't think you're doing it consciously, but I think Spirit wants to talk about it. So that's going to be probably, some of the readings. Spirit also wants to like mention what progress you have made here. So just give me a moment. I need to cut this deck. Okay, so Spirit, before we get into this, because I can tell this is going to be a big topic here, right? What's going well? What's going well for Taurus? Okay, they want me to shuffle one more time. Hold on just 1 second here. I need to shuffle. All right, we're ready. Yeah, that was so interesting. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, they gave me the Queen of Pentacles here. Like, this is your card, right? This is your card. I think it's upright. I think what Spirit wants to communicate here, I think there's one more card that wants to come out, but, yeah, there's one more card. Hold on. Okay. 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 So I'm getting like a story here. The Spirit's giving me sort of a story of what's going on a little bit. And I think it's coming through with a lot of compassion, but the Queen of Pentacles really is like your card. This is really looking at, with the Queen of Pentacles, like this inner sense of stability, this inner sense of groundedness. I think there have been events in your life that have felt, and this justice is actually in reverse, that have felt unfair. and that you were not deserving of the experiences that you've been through. And I think you've been on a very, very, very long journey with this Temperance card to feel more like yourself, to feel like yourself again, or to feel like yourself in a way that you never have before. And I think Spirit is saying like this energy you have here with the ways you are kind of oriented towards wanting wholeness, towards wanting stability, towards wanting, again, leaves without gaps, right? The whole tree, the whole, picture that you're owed here and your abundance. Spirit is saying like that is the absolute correct perspective for you to have. They're showing me the Hangman card right now. Like that's the correct perspective for you to have. I guess Hangman in reverse, but anyway, they're showing me that card. In terms of emphasizing your perspective, there's a lot of that coming through right now. I think Spirit also wants, before we even dive deeper into this reading, I really need to spend a little time here with this Justice in reverse. There is so much love and compassion coming through about what you've been through that has just been downright unfair, okay? And yes, while we're going to talk about, what lessons and things like that, and, that's of course where my channel, what I want for this channel and what its purpose is to help provide like healing from that angle. Also know that there are things that happen in our lives that don't have, how do I say this? It in some ways have nothing to do with us, but happens to us. Okay. And so I think there's an acknowledgement of that. And some of that stuff is a lot of that stuff, let's be honest, that happens to us that, really isn't anything that was within our control. Like there's definitely big parts of it that are ancestral, that come from lineage. That's why the Temperance is coming out again. Is almost like you've been waiting lifetime over lifetime. I'm almost seeing this like water now as like the flow of time itself and beyond just your lifetime. It's almost like here's one, here's another, and there's so many. It's almost like the flow of your lineage a little bit over time. So I'll say this, like I think there are things that you've been through that weren't right, of course. Like that's what the Justice in reverse means here, and that's what I mean by saying like it's been unfair to you. And also I want to affirm just how deserving you are to feel whole and to feel at peace and to feel stable and abundant, like all of those things. And I don't mean abundant in any sort of like material plane. I actually mean abundance in terms of your body and in terms of the ways you feel anchored to this plane of existence, just feeling really solid, And so I think there's something here. I'm seeing the Temperance again, just how the cups are like off balance, but there's something here where you've been feeling like off balance. And it's interesting because you could have all of this beautiful, great stuff going on in your life, and yet it still feels like something is almost like missing. Like there's gaps, there's holes. There's something where you can't quite feel like you can stand fully, solidly, wholly on your 2 feet, metaphorically, of course, right? Without feeling like something's missing. And the sun is coming through here, but there's like, it almost feels like what's leaking through the holes in these leaves is kind of that sun energy. It's almost like you're not even getting to like photosynthesize all of the sun. If we're talking about like a plant metaphor here, it's like you have holes and gaps that are making it hard for you to even feel energized, to feel like you have, again, just that sense of wholeness and energy for life. Okay. So Spirit really wants to Yes, emphasize on this card. It says, my eyes being drawn to renewal and revival. So I think, you know, we're going to talk about some of that today. But I think that's what you are probably deeply craving on a soul level, is some sort of renewal and revival that will help you to feel whole again and at peace. Whew. Wow, and that's, honestly, I feel really emotional even talking about this because I'm feeling just how deep this goes, okay? I feel how deep this goes for you. Yeah, and just the ways life hands us all of us different trials and different challenges and different sets of trauma, right? But I think ultimately, like, there is such encouragement here around your healing journey and how you are able to heal and can heal. And I think what's maybe not been in your awareness when I was talking about sort of that spiritual bypassing bit, I don't think it's been in your awareness that I think in some ways it's been in your awareness that there are parts missing, right? I feel like that's how you've been operating in some ways, and maybe I'm just like naming out loud something you've already known, or this is like confirmation of that. So I think that's part of it. I think the other part of it is, you know, using aspects of spirituality to, I don't know, kind of like put patches where the holes are here, and you're realizing those like little patch band-aids you're putting aren't holding, right? If let's say the rain comes and these things kind of fall out, if let's say you put something over these holes here, it's like, it's flimsy, it doesn't hold together, right? Because your leaf isn't whole. Your leaf isn't whole, and by extension, your tree isn't whole, okay? So I don't know, you know, and I have a sense we're getting deeper, like spirit. I feel like the extended's going to be, we're going to go under the hood in the extended for sure and kind of see where this stems from and sort of what maybe some of that looks like for you. But I'm just getting the sense that like whatever you're doing to try to like hold back the dam here or to patch up these holes it's just not working. It's just not working, okay? Because it's still leaving you feeling empty somewhere. Okay, and Spirit, do you want me to keep these cards? Okay. Both? Oh, sorry, we had, this was the other way. Actually, there was a message this way. Hold on. So sorry, I didn't realize that. There was a message this way. Okay. I love that. The flow of spirit. There's another message this way. So I think you're getting to a point where you're pretty much done with how unfair things have been. I feel like you're getting to a point where you've kind of, sorry, my dog is feeling this energy. I don't know if you hear him, but he's feeling this energy. But you're getting to a point where you're like kind of reached your limit with some of this stuff. Where you're like, you know what? I am so tired of feeling so unbalanced. Like I'm so tired of feeling like what I'm doing isn't working. I'm so tired of feeling like, you know, everyone else gets justice but me. I'm so tired of feeling like there's a word like revenge coming through, and I don't know fully like what the scope of that means. I'm not sensing anything negative. I'm actually just feeling like it on a spiritual level of like, where's the balance? Where's the karma? Where's the, you know, where's the karmic justice for what I've been through? And I think there's a real almost impatience with spirit around this, and I get that. Like we all go through it. Like I you know, I'll say this, I've been through 2 dark nights of the soul, and I think most people don't even go through one in their lifetime. I've been through 2. And so I remember having times where I would just quite literally scream to the sky and be like, what the is going on? why aren't you helping me? Why have you abandoned me? Like, why is this so unfair? Like, I remember all of those feelings. So I don't know if any of that resonates with you, but it's this just kind of like, I need help. Where's the help? And why aren't you helping? And where are you energy? So I think Spirit also wants me to communicate that your guides have always been with you here. But I there's no but, it's like period. They've always been with you. Like, they hear you. They hear every form of communication that you send at them. Like, they're hearing and they're with you. So there's that. But I think the purpose of this reading is to guide you to a better direction, rather than trying maybe outlets that aren't necessarily working for you. For some of you, I'm getting some like witchcraft elements. I just have to say it. There's something in here around like trying spells, or you've tried different manifestation routes, or maybe you've tried herbs, or maybe you've tried, candle magic for someone. Okay. So I understand, and there's various forms in there. So just, you can apply that to your situation as you are. But I think what Spirit's trying to communicate is like, the real magic is in doing the healing and not bypassing through these elements, because they're actually not, they're not going to serve you. Like, they'll be the Band-Aid. They'll be the little, like, I don't know, felt covering over the gap in the leaf. But ultimately, like, if you look at that, that's not part of the leaf. And when it rains, it's just going to fall away. It's going to fall out. You're still going to have that gap, right? So I think Spirit doesn't want you to do any more like patchwork of Band-Aids. What Spirit wants is the deep healing where you can find actual relief in this process. Okay, so Temperance reverse into Temperance upright. There's some sort of like healing within this. And I don't know why Temperance is coming through as very healing right now, but I think it's because this is coming through as your angel guides right now. Okay, and your spirit team, and the water is coming through as healing. So there's something here that's very, and almost I'm seeing like the Star card as well, the Star Tarot card. But like, I think Spirit wants you to have the whole sun. Spirit wants you to have rain, the rain that's good for this leaf. Like, Spirit wants you to have all the elements, water, air, earth, all of it that you need for you to thrive, I guess, as this leaf plant, if we're following this analogy. Okay. Okay, so Spirit, these are the things Spirit wants for you. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Give me one moment here. I'm just gonna take a sip of my tea. Yeah, and trust me, there have been a lot of rain clouds. So you've been having to get in here and do patchwork like every day, if we're using this metaphor of, it's storming every day. Maybe it's like, I used to live in Seattle, but like Seattle weather where it's raining every day, and like you're having to try and put felt, or whatever, the Band-Aid on this every day. And that's a lot of work. Like, Spirit saying, like, I'm catching this Queen of Pentacles in reverse now. Spirit's like, no, you don't need to do that. We can find something more long-term here. Okay. So Spirit doesn't want you to like, how do I say that, Spirit? There's a sort of like, how do I say that? I'm just gonna say it because I feel like they showed me the wands. Anyway, they were like, get to the point. Yes, I think what Spirit wants here is for you to clear out all the stuff here that's like actually not working. Like, all of the ways that, all of this like stuff that you're doing, it's just a Band-Aid. Like, Spirit wants you to clear that out so you can make room for real healing. And I think there's some sort of like preparation that you need to move into like deep lasting healing. So do you want to say more about that, Spirit? Okay. Yes. All right, here we go. I don't know. I'm sensing like there's some sort of like, how don't know if fear is the word, but there's definitely like an apprehension around facing whatever injustice you've been through. Okay. And Spirit's saying like there's no other way to healing other than to look at it and to have the correct form of healing to do it. Okay. And what you've been doing is actually only a temporary band-aid, and it won't lead to the lasting healing you need and that you're owed and that you deserve. Spirit wants you to keep looking. You know, I offer healing services, somatic healing services. So if you want to check that out on my website, I have some free services available right now, or I have free session available. You can also look into some of the other options I offer, but Spirit wants you to move into like the actual deep healing. I don't know how else to say that. Like that's what they want you to do. No more witchcraft. No more avoidance. No more trying to find a spell book or manifest or candle magic. Like Spirit wants you to heal. Yeah, didn't I say that? I said that. The star. Here it is. Like I again, you can't make this up. This is what Spirit's communicating. Like the star, and the star in reverse is where you are right now, right? I feel like there's a little bit of, this is coming through as kind of like confusion around the ways to support yourself best. And I think the confusion is like what's actually going to help you, because if I'm honest, like this person here is not looking at the injustice. It's not looking at the elements that are needed to heal. Like this, I feel like this person's looking fully away from the set of energies that are here. Okay. And Spirit's saying like, you know, we've got to narrow our focus, star upright, and actually we just got to look at it. You got to look at it to heal it. Okay. And finding the right like container, I'm seeing the kind of vases here, finding the right container for this healing is important, right? But Spirit wants you to know whatever you're doing right now isn't working. Okay. So I'm just going to say it point blank. Whatever you're doing right now isn't working. Spirit wants you to explore and try something else. Spirit is also saying you've got to look at these things if you want to ever feel the wholeness of this leaf and this tree. That is you. I mean, you are abundant. You are earth. You are Queen of Pentacles. You are King of Pentacles. You are Empress energy. Like, right? Like that's Taurus. So Spirit wants that for you. But right now, what you're doing isn't healing you. It's not helping. And in fact, it's just adding to the confusion, and depending on what you're doing, it may be adding more to your plate. Okay, I'm almost seeing now the kind of these other bits on this card, like this stone and these little leaves and this stuff, and we have bugs now, and like Spirit's like there's a lot of distraction here in this card. You're not looking at the leaf with the hole. Like you've got to look at these holes. Okay. Not be distracted by the pretty dragonflies and the beetles and the other leaves and the gems, the crystals. For some of you, it's crystals you're using, right? Like Spirit is saying like that stuff's not working. It's just not working. Okay, it's temporary. You may get a temporary moment where it feels like it's working just because, you know, you've kind of convinced yourself in your mind it's working. But Spirit's saying like, no, I want you to have deep, long-lasting, temperate, long-lasting, over lifetimes type of healing. Okay, and to do that, you've got to look at it, and you've got to find the right container for this healing that you need to do. Okay, so okay, yeah, because Spirit is also saying, so I have to point this out, the rainbow here. Spirit is saying this like abundance is assured, like, and again, when I'm saying abundance in terms of this reading, it is that feeling of wholeness, of solidity, of feeling like yourself, of feeling, again, here's the tree, right? Here's the tree. Like, so I think Spirit's trying to say like all of these things are here for you when you do the real deep healing. Okay, when you look at it and face it and you find the right holding for the injustices and this energy and whatever it is that you've been through here. Okay, So I hope this message is a bit of a wake-up call. I'm just gonna say it because I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here. Like, I'm just delivering the message, but you're kind of at a choice point here. Like, yes, you can continue to keep repeating this where you're finding new temporary band-aids for your situation. Like, yeah, sure, you can keep doing that, but I think what Spirit's trying to say is like that's never going to complete you. It's just not going to complete you. And the truth of the matter is, like, you've got to look at it directly. You actually have to face this directly head on, and with love and with compassion for yourself, and allow it the space and the grief that it needs. I'm almost feeling like I'm seeing all the water in both of these cards. It's almost like you haven't grieved what you've been through. Okay, you haven't really felt just how much this created a hole in kind of your feeling, your sense of self in a way, but that's not quite the right word, of your feeling like you can have grounded footing moving through this life. Okay, because it has you fully off balance. It just does. I'm almost seeing like, I feel like this sword is almost tipping this justice over now. I'm almost seeing this person kind of falling over from the weight of it. Like she's trying to hold it, but she's kind of falling over. That's what Spirit's showing me right now, the kind of animation of that in my mind's eye. Okay, so like, I just hope you don't ignore this message, because it's just coming through so clearly and so strongly. Like there's no distraction to this energy. Like there's a lot of distraction in your energy, right? But there's none in terms of Spirit. Spirit has a very clear message here for you. Like, stop the distractions and actually look at what's been causing you pain. Look at what you've been through and grieve it and feel it. Really, really get through to that deep root healing that you need. Okay? Okay, there's another card that wants to come through here. Yeah, I wish there was so much love, because I think there's an acknowledgement of how much you've tried to like patchwork yourself and make yourself whole, and you know, all of that stuff. And they're showing me an image right now of you like trying to like ride a bike without the like chain, the chain on your bike that you need. Like it won't even like spin, it won't even move forward, and you've been trying to like magic your way, like I'm saying magic with air quotes here, but you've been trying to like throw crystals at it and throw, you know, herbs at it and throw like, I don't know, throw spell candles at it and throw like these elements at it. I don't know why those ones are coming through really strongly, but for someone it's like Reiki, okay? So you've been trying to throw these things at it, and Spirit's like, no, you've got to get in there and like fix the chain. You got to look at that chain. That's what you got to do. It's almost like you've almost like over-engineered this. I don't know how else to explain that. Like, it's really just this simple. You just have to do it, which is not simple at all, right? It's just not simple at all. Because it does require you having to like actually look at the things that hurt you. Okay? But with that process and with you looking at this comes all of the healing, and it fills in the holes and it fixes the chain, and it does all of those things for you when you do it. And guess what? It'll save you so much more time and energy. So like, it's so worth it for you to go through this pain, and it's not going to be forever, right? You're going to alchemize it into like wholeness, stability, and heck, even some gifts. You'll be able to ride your bike, and maybe you start doing like tricks on it, you know, like, and guess what? Now you're famous. You're like some, I don't know, I was going to say Tony Hawk or something. That's not, that doesn't relate, but I don't know, pro bicycler. Like,
I don't know the words for that, but right? But like, then that becomes like your whole gift. It becomes the fuel for your gift. So I think Spirit really wants that for you. Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Okay, here, let me pull this card. Because you've been in a bunch of confusion around this. This is just clarifying what I was saying earlier. It's almost like, this is the hedge card. It says potential. I was just talking about your potential. Potential, boundaries, indecision. This is exactly it. I don't think I could have pulled a better card for this, but it's like you have so much potential in you healing, actually healing this, actually looking at it, actually feeling it, and moving through it, and finding your power source. I'm seeing the sun really shine right now. Your power source and energy out of this, like of what you've been through healing, through forgiveness of self, like all of those things, okay? 'Cause forgiveness of self is going to be big, even if, again, you didn't cause it. And a lot of times we don't, right? For ourselves, but no matter what it is, right? Even if it was something that, you know, you were actively a part of, like regardless, the self-forgiveness, all of the elements of healing that you need to go through with this, like it just leads to so much potential for you. I'm almost seeing the gates like open here, and then you don't know this, but there's like this beautiful like rose garden on the other side, and it's like this like little paradise space, and it's just beautiful. Okay, look, here's the scales again. Here are the scales again, right? You've been off balance. This is the path to balance for you, to that stability that you're looking for, okay? And you've been stuck in this like indecision. And you've had this boundary around looking at it for yourself. I don't even know if you know this. I don't think you're consciously doing this. I really don't. I really believe that this has been an error for you, that you have put up boundaries within your psyche and within your body that have said, no, we're not going there. We will not go behind this gate. We will not go there. Okay? And Spirit's saying that's the only way to healing. That's the only way for you to feel whole again, to feel whole. And I don't know if even again is the word, right? Maybe, but for you to feel whole in this lifetime. Spirit's saying you've got to go through it. There is no skipping stones. There is no hop in the water like the dragonfly. Like, you know, you could circle this hedge like you've been doing, circling this hedge outside with one path, another path. Let's try this thing. Let's try this other thing. Well, you've had a boundary around all of this part. Like, I won't actually look at the thing itself, but that's where you need to go. You've got to go through, directly through the gate and through the door here for you to get to the healing that you really need, and that you deserve, and you are owed. You are owed. Okay? And yeah, no matter what comes up with that, and I'm sure there will be so many things that come up with that, and we're going to look at that in the extended. We're going to really go under the hood with this. Like we're going to go in another layer deeper of like what's behind this gate that you need to see. So I'm just going to lay it out for you. If you're ready to embark on that journey, I'll lay it out for you, okay? And I'll be here with you on that journey. But like this is just saying to you, like it's time to open the gate to this, okay? Spirit wants you to know, like, this is the direction to go. There is no indecision from Spirit. This has been a really clear message, okay? You've got to go forward. You've got to look directly at what it is that has hurt you and what is hurting within you, and these child parts that need your attention, okay, that go with it. And I honestly think it's not just one gap. I think these are all related. I think you've had maybe you have one or two like big wounds, and that led to all the other like smaller little ones that have come out of it. That's almost what it feels like. It feels like it started with one, but because you couldn't get to beyond this wall within yourself, this kind of border or boundary that you had, it has maybe potentially even created more stuff for you you're going to have to heal through. Okay, and they're not nearly as big as the ones that, you know, probably were the originator here. but there's still an essence here of like kind of operating out of wound. You've been operating out of wound, and I don't know. Yes, it's affecting you. I don't know if it's affecting others around you as well. I'm just not sure, okay? Only you know that. Only you can speak to your journey, okay? But I think no matter what, there's an element here of like, you deserve better than this for yourself. Like, you deserve to feel love, and you deserve to feel loved by yourself, and to love yourself, all of these parts, right? That they don't need to be like sectioned off and pulled out and like isolated within you. Like these are lovable parts, okay, of you, and they are wounded, and it just need you to look at them and to see them and to feel with them and to be with it, okay? Okay, so I think that's where we're going to end our general reading. But I just want to send so much love for this journey. And like I said, please know I know this journey very well. That's why I'm able to channel it, okay? And there's so much love available for you in the spiritual realm. Like, they're sending so much love if you decide to embark on this journey. Even if not, they're always there and loving and with you and watching over you, okay? But I think there's just so much support in the spiritual realm right now for you to go through this bit. And I think this next month, this next 4 weeks is a prime like opening in time, is what I'm hearing. It's like there's almost like a door opening in time, like a hedge door here, like the door you're talking about. This is a prime time for you to open that door. Like there's something around the way this spiritual veil is now that you can open it. Yeah, I don't know if you hear that. My timer literally just went off, right? So this is a prime time for you. I'm just gonna make sure that's set. But this is a prime time for you. And so I think that's why Spirit's coming through with this message now, is because like this is the divine timing, okay? But in the extended, like I said, we're gonna go right behind this door, and I wanna see like what's beyond it, and anything else Spirit wants to like share with you about what's behind the door, okay, and the boundary that you have. So if you want to join, I have the extendeds in the description. The one-time purchase is $10. Again, it's super reasonably priced, so feel free to purchase that. Or if you want to subscribe or purchase a subscription, it's $15 a month, and you get access to all of the extendeds. Which again, I post twice a week, so that's quite a bit of content for, well, the price. So I also have personal tarot readings available right now for $95, so they're 40 to 60 minutes. So feel free to check those out on my website. But Taurus, I love you, and I'm wishing you so much luck on this journey, and just know that I'm so grateful to have been with you and to have delivered this message. Thank you so much. All right, and I'll see you at the next reading, hopefully in the extended. All right, bye.